Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in Hamilton, New Jersey, and this is a long-time customer. I normally don't come out this way, but I did some work for her brother. I was referred out here a couple years ago. We remodeled the kitchen, and then I think I was back to do maybe a couple different light fixtures, smoke detectors, and change out some dimmers, that kind of thing. But today she had a leak in her chimney from the chimney that was cracking. Water was getting in there. And so it left a big puddle down the basement, and she got rid of a wall. So this is a really quick job, but there was some wiring in that wall that needs to be, actually we need to extend the circuit, but I need to eliminate some of the wiring that's down there. So it's not just flapping in the breeze right there. So I figured I'd take you along for a ride. This will be a short video, but I just wanted to show you exactly what I did here and what I'm going to do, I should say. And thanks as always. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm here down here in the basement, and as you can see, there is some wiring that's just flapping in the breeze from the damage of the water that came down the chimney into the floor. And so we got 3 wires coming in there, right? We know one of them is going to be a supply wire, the line side, right? And then we know the other 2 are going to be load. You're not going to energize the box with 2 different circuits. So the first thing I want to do is I want to remove my line side power, the power that's feeding this junction box. And I want to isolate that and then make it safe, tape off the black wire, and then pull it away from the gem box here. As you can see, I took the one side off so I can get closer access to that wire. This might have been done by a homeowner or somebody with less experience. The length of the conductors is too short for this box. Just want to verify for sure which one's my line side power, and then once I did, I was able to cut it. Now I'm going to put some tape over that end, and then I'll cut the ground wire and I'll cut the neutral wire and pull the wire away from the box after I loosen up the clamp. Once the clamp is loosened, then I can pull the cable away, and then I can cut the rest of the wires out and throw this box right in the garbage. And so the whole purpose of this job here is just to relocate these 3 wires into a different junction box up on the ceiling. That's what we're doing here. And so if you didn't know how to pull staples away from Romex wiring like this, these are diagonal cutters. They're about $49 at Home Depot. The red handle, the blue handle, whatever you got. And the diagonal cutters get right in there and pull that staple away from the wood, releasing the cable, and then I can relocate it easily. I use those side cutters all the time for removing these staples and for getting into tight spots like I did here when I originally cut the line end conductor, hot conductor, from that box before I started removing the cable. So there's a few applications for the side cutters there. Side cutters, diagonal cutters. There's a few other nicknames too. Nice thing about this M18 light is the magnet. I'm just setting it right there on the trunk of that HVAC system to give me some additional light and to make my video look better. Now I'm going to pull this cable away from where it was entering that vacant spot, and I'm going to eventually drill a hole up above here in one of the floor joists, pass it through to the other side to where all 3 conductors can meet up again. And where the junction box is going to land. And then it's a matter of putting all those cables back into a junction box and making a splice to get this circuit re-energized. So even though this job is just technically a repair, I still got to do it to code. And so the code says I'm not allowed to staple any wires or any cables directly underneath the framing members. Unless, of course, it's larger
or a number 6 wire would actually be the minimum. So if I had a 6.2 or a 6.3, I could attach it right to the bottom of the floor joist, but nothing smaller than that. That's what the code tells me. Another code that I have to follow here when I'm drilling these holes is I need to be a minimum 1.25 inches from the bottom of the framing member. And that's so if they ever decide to attach drywall, which they won't because you have plumbing pipes and you have, looks like that's old telephone cable or maybe cable TV wiring attached right onto the bottom of those floor joists. So you're not gonna attach the sheetrock or any kind of finished material to the bottom of that anyhow. But I still got to do the right thing.
Put these 1/2 inch black button connectors in here. I probably should have put this wire in the box before I installed the box. It would have been easier. But what's done is done.
When I remove the sheathing from the Romex cable here, I like to go right down the middle. And the reason why I run the knife right down the middle of the cable is because the ground wire is in the middle of that cable. It's really as simple as that. It just becomes a touch after a while. I've never nicked a neutral conductor or a hot conductor ever in my life. And if you just apply the right amount of pressure, you'll have no problem stripping your Romex back this way.
It doesn't matter which one, but you want to make sure one of them gets wrapped around this ground screw. I usually do it first. Wrap it around just like that. Use my drill. Right, so now that copper conductor has bonded this metal box, so this metal box is now grounded. That's the purpose of grounding. So this won't become energized. It's grounded. It'll facilitate the circuit breaker and turn the circuit breaker off automatically because it senses a problem. Just strip these back one at a time. This wire is awfully long, which is good. Rather be a mile too long than an inch too short. It's just not 2 miles, because this shit's expensive. Right. Just gonna tuck away this red wire like it was in the last box. Now I'm gonna grab all my neutral conductors and I'm gonna cut all of them together like that. Then we're gonna strip. Alright, now with the hot conductors, I'm not going to cut all of them together at the same time because that would energize the circuit momentarily. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to strip these two. It's easier to splice this way too. I'm going to strip these two, splice these two together, and then splice my hot onto these two after these two are bonded together here. Now, I'll cut that. All right. It's stripped. All right. Boom. Perfect. Just delicately tuck these in there. Done. Done. You can see over here, I'll come back with my hammer and staple this Romex wire down the wall here. Goes to that junction box right there. Eventually to this finished receptacle, which is like a semi-finished room, but I just drilled a hole up here to get through. Drilled all my other holes. Boom. I don't know how a home inspector doesn't see that, but no cover plate. Terrible place for a receptacle. This was probably here long before the sheetrock was, I'd imagine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this wire back, and it goes up to this light right here. Let's turn this off. This is an LED. It gets warm but not hot. So somebody was here recently. This is a new porcelain pull chain. This one's where it's got the receptacle but no ground slot. I think this is new. It looks new. Why would you get a non-grounded slot right there? Alright, so I know it's this wire right here. So I'm looking to just disconnect my black wire from that circuit. And then I'll cap off the end without even opening up the splice. This is like one of those original splices here. I think it's long after they were soldering the splices, but not too much longer because that looks like a spot. That looks like a soldered splice. So as long as I know it's this wire right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this and then put a wire nut on it and call it a day without even opening up the splice. If I don't have to touch something, I don't. That's the rule. In these older houses, sometimes you open up a can of worms real quick, especially with an old splice like this one. Ready? So now I will cut my neutral. Right. We'll wire that too. And now I just got to cut my ground wire, loosen up the Romex connector there, and we'll be ready to go. Let's see if that did. I think I got it. See that? Boom. Done. Now let's, well, I shouldn't say done. Still gotta tuck these wires up here. And if there's a problem, it'll find itself, believe me. But nope, we're good. If you didn't already notice, I use these side cutters prior to staples. It's real easy. Okay, get under it, pull, right out. Same thing here. Get under it, tighten it, pull, boom, gone. Finito. And that's how you remove old wiring. What do you think? Hey guys, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.